Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market in the last 1 hour, you can see that the entire market has been extremely volatile, and that's only due to one driving factor, and that's the PPI data that came out. And let's just say it's a little bit different than what was expected from majority of the market. Now, if you do not know, the current rally that we are receiving from Bitcoin and majority of the altcoins is around one factor, which is expectation that in September the Fed is going to reduce the interest rate. Well, the PPI data decided to come out a little bit different than what was expected by the crypto market. So the forecast was the PPI data is going to be 0.2%. It came out to be 0.9, which is obviously going to affect inflation, and therefore to control the inflation there's a chance that Fed is not going to reduce the interest rate. And if the interest rates are not reduced, the money will not be taken out of the Fed or freight currency, and at the same time will not be put into riskier assets. So you can see it's just a cycle, the CPI or actually the PPI data coming out and actually being higher than expected. I mean, it's not just a small difference. It's between like 0.2 was the forecast and it came out to be 0.9. So for US dollar, yes, this is a good sign, but when it comes to riskier assets like crypto, well, the markets are going to be plummeting because there is a lot of panic that's going to take around. And you can see that the amount of sell orders that have been triggered in the last 1 hour, not even 24 hours, it's just insane. And that's not just Dogecoin. You can also look at Bitcoin, which fell all the way to 117,000 and was able to make a little bit of recovery. I know everyone has the question, Sky, is it going to make a huge recovery quickly, or is this going to be a little bit of a scary situation? Well, one thing I say is, well, let's just say in the last 24 hours, what's happened, we haven't seen this in a long time in crypto, and it's never been this volatile. So this is a very crucial time for you to be careful. Now, before we get into the full details, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with Dogecoin, the crypto market, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, especially turn on your notifications so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news first. And right there, drop a like on it. Let's go for a like goal of 47. You guys have been smashing all of them. I love you guys so much. Now, let's talk about what's going to happen from here on. Just to give you an idea, this is just panic selling. If you're new to crypto and you haven't seen something like this before, well, you will get used to it quickly. But this time around, it's a little different. Keep in mind the amount of institutes that have actually jumped into Bitcoin just in the last 3 to 4 months. Bitcoin has become a lot more stable, to say the least. It definitely does not have crazy spikes like this, but this one is a special one because this data, the PPI data coming in favor of freight currency, is definitely having a huge impact on the crypto market. Let me tell you, it only took 2 minutes for the entire market to react. And just to give you an idea, the US dollar on the other end also showed a spike, but now has cooled off. So what does this mean when it comes to crypto? Well, for crypto, it's a slightly different story because you need to understand we're still in a bullish market. So this kind of hiccups will definitely come in. There will be things that will confuse the market and make people panic sell, but in the long run this will not be remembered. That's what I would say. But at the same time, it's very important to ensure that Bitcoin actually stays above the price of 117,000. I know currently we are already able to make it back to 120,000, but usually, now if you're new again, it's usually like this. There's a panic sell, which is going to cause the market to push back, and then there's going to be a little bit of recovery because there will be a lot of limit orders which would have been triggered. And those limit orders is the reason why the price is able to make a recovery so quickly. I mean, if I just show you the 5-minute chart, you'll realize that, you know, there's a big spike down, there's another big spike down. This is just in the time span of 10 minutes, and you can see that from here it was able to recover very quickly, meaning a lot of limit orders have been triggered, and these high leverage plays are definitely the reason why receiving this big spike, even though we're at a crazy market cap of nearly 2.3 trillion, or 2.4 trillion to be more precise. What is very interesting right now for you to understand is the entire market is sitting at a very crucial point, and this is going to be very, very historic, especially considering the fact that the next 24 hours are going to be extremely crucial. If the market is able to sustain the price of 117,000, well, there will be a little bit of recovery that will be experienced. But on the other end, Google just rolled out a new policy for crypto exchanges and wallets. Now, why is this a big deal? Because Google just unbanned a lot of different wallets, which now can easily get access to, or Google people or Google users will be able to get access to the actual wallet. Now, this was banned for a long time, and now they have come forward and said, hey, we will be allowing this, and this is good because this is going to allow for a lot more freedom. And you can see that 15 regions as FBI warned of a $10 million scam loss. So Google said it's implementing a new policy requiring developers of cryptocurrency exchange wallets to obtain government license before publishing apps in this area to ensure safety and compliant ecosystem for users. And another thing that's very interesting, yes, they're trying to be more safer, but at the same time they have lifted the ban of not allowing these exchanges to be able to operate in the first place. And Elon Musk's SpaceX now holds over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin rallied 70% in the last 3 months. The Fed interest rate cuts, market gives 99% chance of the cuts, and you can see this is the reason why the rally was so extreme. And this is the driving factor of this rally, and that's why the PPI data is slowly suggesting to the fact that we might be not receiving the interest rate cut is the reason why the market reacted so harshly, to say the least. And on the other end, a 5% Bitcoin allocation significantly improves the portfolio performance. How about 100%? And 6 billion Bitcoin shorts to be liquidated at the price of 125,000. And just to give you an idea, on the other end, when you talk about Dogecoin, it is forming a very good golden cross to be able to target 30 cents. And currently what's happened is we are able to find, if we talk about Dogecoin, we were able to find a support just around 22 cents. And that's a crucial support area for Dogecoin. If it's able to sustain this price and ensure that it stays in a positive trend, there is a lot more positive growth that will be happening very soon. And keep in mind, this data is definitely shaking, and the main reason why it's such a big reason is because of the fact that it's unexpected. Let's just say the market is running on one thing, and then that thing is sort of becoming blurry is the reason why the market reacted like that. And on the other end, 27 billion asset manager reveals the first Bitcoin purchase, while Chartered Bank says by the end of 2025 Ethereum might be a little bit higher than what was expected by majority of the people. So now it's expected to be at 7,500, while head of research sees traders leverage rising. Open interest in Ethereum options hit 16 billion and the altcoins climbed to 47 billion. Expect increased volatility. So as we're going to be receiving a lot more leverage plays, obviously the market will become a lot more volatile and harder to predict. And BitPay adds Solana support, expanding the stablecoin payment option. This is just allowing for more users to be able to become part of the ecosystem of crypto. But overall, the market is still in a very good condition. This is just a small hiccup. I know in the short term, we're going to be receiving a little bit of outflow of cash, but overall, we're still in a positive trend. Keep in mind, this is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you soon.